Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigeria. I am your host, Daniel Atai. One of the issues that is making topical trend in the polity of Nigeria today is the issue of Southern presidency come 2023. A lot of analysts and even top politicians are clamoring that for egalitarianism, shall see the Republic of Nigeria should be zoned to the south. Welcome to Spectacle, your socio-political and economic program on TVN, and we'll make reference to the statement of Governor El-Rufai. I am your host, Daniel Atai. After this short break, we'll give you the preamble, and I will introduce to you my guest analyst in the studio. Stay tuned.
The issue here we have to begin to look at is that at the time of independence, I don't know if there was a trajectory to where we are going to.
But how could it be that credible, free and fair under manual conduct of election?
That is where our problem lies, and that is why people are now saying that, advising that we should move, that the world has gone into digital. We should move from the manual to the digital.
You cannot keep doing same thing and expecting a different result.
The only way you create jobs from your ministry is that you have to encourage local content.
If you look at the profile of Sally Mama,
there is a caveat in this leave given to him. He should seek medical help if he's fine.
Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigeria. Welcome back. It was on Monday, Governor El-Rufai of Kaduna stated that 2023 presidency should go to the southern region of Nigeria to promote the democratic tenets and balance of power among the regions in the country. Prior to Governor El-Rufai's statement, former military head of state Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, popularly called IBB, expressed a similar thought. But unlike Mr. El-Rufai, IBB was emphatic by saying the Igbos of the southeastern region should pick the ticket come 2023. This he said in an interview with Channels TV. For many years now, the presidential seat has been rotating between the southern part of Nigeria, particularly the southwest and the northern Nigeria. But the regions in Nigeria now are 6 geopolitical zones, and for that we would want to know, especially from you, the audience and the electorate, whether there should be a kind of law across from the National Assembly for the rotation of the presidential seat across the 6 geopolitical zones. It is important also to note that President Buhari, who is from the northwestern state of Katsina, remember Katsina was taken from the present Kaduna state, now took over power from ex-President Goodluck Jonathan, who is from the south-south state of Bayelsa. El-Rufai, who said the general political consensus in Nigeria is the rotation of the seat between the north and the south, though not a written agreement, but the right thing to do, he said. In some of the parties, like the PDP, it is even written down in their constitution, but it was breached in 2015. I think that every politician of honor should understand and abide by that consensus, except there is an except there is a development or circumstances compelling it to be set aside. What could these circumstances be? You will tell us. Mr. El-Rufai acknowledged the deliberate omission of zoning in the ruling APC's constitution, but opined that it is ideal that the northern APC will have to sit down and endorse someone, most likely someone from the south, because after 8 years of Buhari, I don't think the presidency should remain in the north, unless there is some circumstances that could breach that agreement. But all things being equal, we will honor our agreement and will keep our words. His view, however, appears contrary to that of some northern leaders in the party who want the region to retain the seat, as they argue that the seat should be based on merit and general acceptance rather than unwritten agreements. What is your take? Should the presidency be zoned to the south? And if it is to the south, which part of the south? The lines will be open for you to contribute, as TVN always give you the audience to participate. I will introduce to you now my guest analyst, who is a politician, an economist, a social commentator, and even a political analyst, a one-time governorship candidate of
Young Democratic.
So welcome to Spectacle, Mr. Ojukwu Odumegu.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry for that distraction. I'll take a quick break, and I think we're having some technical issues. After this time out, we'll be with you.
This is Television Nigerian, a broadcast network committed to serving you the very best in online and offline television programming. Situated in the serene environment of Guzape, Abuja FCT, TVN, as it is fondly called, caters to a wide variety of audience via carefully orchestrated mind-blowing programs in the areas of fashion, business, politics, entertainment, religion, movies, food and health, culture and lifestyle, events around the globe, sports and foreign news. Whatever your inclination, we've got you completely covered with programs like Issues of the Moment, The Patriot, Daybreak Nigeria, Matter Africa, TVN Business Time, Healthy Living, From the Cradle, Stay Inspired, Entertainment Gist, Movie Hour, Hits Paradise, among others. All designed to keep you thoroughly informed, entertained, at the edge of your seat and yearning for more. A tour around our domain will reveal a highly dedicated staff force and a state-of-the-art facility and equipment for high-definition quality broadcast, making our station your #1 choice in advertising your business and propagating your ideas. We are currently on Nigecomsat doing our test transmission for takeoff in the nearest future. Television Nigerian is located in Nigeria at Television Nigerian House, Guzape Hilltop Mansion, beside Guzape White House, Guzape Abuja FCT, and in the United Kingdom at 45 Ancient House, 48 Aerodrome Road, Beaufort Park, Colindale, London. For inquiries, Television Nigerian, broadcast beyond boundaries.
Okay, welcome back. We very apologize for that little break, technical issues that we have to address. Like I was saying, my guest analyst is Odumegu Ojukwu, a political analyst and a social commentator, and a one-time governorship candidate in Anambra State under the YDP. Mr. Odumegu, you are welcome to Spectacle.
Thank you.
All right. Now, El-Rufai has stated, and former ex-president IBB also opined the same opinion that the president should, come 2023, should go to the southern part of the country. So what could you deduce from both statements, while the ex-president emphatically stated that he should go to the the southeastern part of the country? El-Rufai never mentioned any particular region of the south. He said to the south.
The south.
So what is your deduction? And let's begin from there.
Thank you very much. I think it's very clear.
Okay.
It's clear that the situation of things in this country, it has come to the point that the real heterogeneous nature of Nigeria should be maintained.
Okay.
For over 30 years, the North had been with power. When you talk of the real Nigerian who can transverse in virtually every part of this country, you see the Southerners. When you talk of the resources that sustained this country for the past 59 years, you see the Southerners. When you talk of both the educational aspect, the technological, the industrial aspect,
yes,
of Nigeria, the industrial nature of a typical Nigerian, you see the Southerners. Then when you talk of political, it mustn't be only the North. The military held this country for over 30-something years. Democratically, the Northerners had held this country for only God knows how many years. Now, the takes on the Southerners producing the next president of Nigeria in 2023, like IBB and El-Rufai said, it's a clear indication if Nigeria should move forward or not.
Okay.
And that is the truth. The Igbo man for the past 50 years had been clamoring for Igbo presidency.
No. Let me put you right. You know, the first president of the country was
Nnamdi Azikiwe. Azikiwe ruled this country, yes, meritoriously, without fear of favor. No marginalization, no self and personal aggrandizement. But I can tell you that Azikiwe, wherever he is today, is quite bitter over what is happening in this country. That the Igbo extraction, where he came from, till today, where he sold his personal interest just to maintain Nigeria as a single entity, can't be placed on the seat of power. And currently in this country, and it's a very big problem. In fact, let me tell you, if now I don't want to center on the south. President Jonathan came from the Bayelsa. He ruled from the south, though to an extent appeased to the Southerners. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo came from the southwest. And I can tell you, if there should be balance in the presidential capacities, extraction in this country, the Igbo presidency shouldn't be in contest. It should be an unanimous agreement that they should produce the next president of Nigeria. I can tell you, go to the interior villages in this country, in the northeast, in the northwest, you see the Igbos.
Yeah. All right. With respect to that, Igbos, they produced the first president of the country in the person of Nnamdi Azikiwe, and while IBB is emphatically saying that the presidency should go to the southeastern part. Some people are still of the view, especially these two persons from PDP and APC at the same time. El-Rufai is from APC. Babangida, ex-president, is from PDP. Do you see the possibility of this ticket, PDP going to the southeastern part and APC going to the south?
Yes, I see the possibility. Very clear and simple. The situation of things in Nigeria, in fact, if we are not careful, this country is collapsing. We need the brains, the capacities that got us independence, the capacities that got us from the First Republic to the Second Republic. We need those capacities on the table. We need those capacities to move us forward. You talk of the likes of Nnamdi Azikiwe, you talk of the likes of Obafemi Awolowo, we talk of the likes of Ahmadu Bello,
and many
Tafawa Balewa. We need those capacities. The present kind of nature of politicians or the kind of politicians we have today. It's not about, see, let me tell you, those days it was purely on merits.
Yeah.
Who has the capacity to develop this country? Who has the capacity to give Nigeria what it needs to move forward? You could imagine, let me tell you, it's a very serious issue currently because we have over 70% of our young people unemployed in this country. Who are the pilots? Who are the engine house? Who are the mitochondria? Both on economic and social matters. Who engineers this economy? How do you create those? Let me tell you, a typical Igbo man, whether in Nigeria or in diaspora, has the capacity to get Nigeria moving again. You could imagine the best neurosurgeon we have in America, an Igbo man. So why shouldn't the both political parties in this country give their tickets to the Southeast? Now, I am of the opinion. You know why I love this topic? I love it because this is the solution we need in Nigeria
to the disunity.
This
currently
is to the disunity.
There is a kind of disaffection.
I am telling you 100%. Honestly, the disaffection, this disunity, we can only cure it
to the extent
with the presidency being zoned to the south. The Obasanjo administration did marvelously well. I can tell you, the administration that produced Obasanjo and Alhaji Atiku Abubakar gave us a lot of things we enjoy today. I don't want to criticize the current government, but I can tell you that virtually everything this current government is enjoying had been produced, it has been initiated, or perhaps had been constructed, manufactured, put up there by previous administrations.
Okay, now, if you are talking about the zoning arrangement to favor the southeastern part, your people, that region, are clamoring for the agitation of Biafra. Do you see that as a stigma?
No, it is not. Why? I can tell you, so I said it on few years ago, I said it on some stations. You see, let me tell you, a typical Igbo man who agitates for Biafra does that on a single reason. What is the reason? Marginalization. When you are not part of the decision makers in your own country, then you are a fugitive, you are a slave. I made it very clear before. I said, see, if these warring parts, political regions can come together, sit on a round table and discuss how this country can be governed together. Everyone gets his own quota on the table. Give everyone individual and collective responsibility on the agenda Nigeria, and Nigeria moves forward. Not in situations whereby others are slaves. Few set of people pilot the affairs of this country to their own personal aggrandizement, and it doesn't work or go well for us.
Okay, I don't.
A good number of the Southeasterners who have been clamoring for Biafra, IPOB members, MASOB members. Why? Unemployment, poverty, graduates leaving schools and colleges and universities. At the end of the day, no jobs to absorb or companies to absorb them, and the government at the center is not doing anything. I had already proposed a bill through my friend who is in National Assembly. I said, see, is it not better we go back to the independence constitution we had before, where the regions had more powers?
Yeah, we have six
to develop individually.
We have 6 geopolitical zones in this country right now. Formerly, after independence, we used to have north and south. North and south, but now we have 6 geopolitical zones. You can see in the flag how the coloration looks like. There is another good map there that has the northeast, the northwest, the southwest, the south-south, the north central, and so on. Now, if the presidency is to be zoned to your southeastern part of the country, do you have the population and the partisan affiliation? Because most of your parties are either ABGA or YDP, or most of these parties that cannot hold power at the central. Don't you think that will be a minus to you guys?
Okay, let me tell you, 1999, PDP decided that the power should go to the Southwest. Okay. As at that time, Southwest was AD, Alliance for Democracy. In fact, His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu was perhaps the main political champion in the Southwest there. But I can tell you vividly, that because PDP as a party decided that the power should go to the Southwest, virtually every part of the country gave them the support. Nobody was allowed to contest against the then President Olusegun Obasanjo. Even Olufalaye, who contested at the end of the day, lost out. So what I'm saying in essence is that if the two major political parties today decide that, see, the power should go to the Southeast, without fear of any equivocation, without any problem, the Southeastern man will be produced as the presidential candidates of the two parties.
In power sharing formula and in politics, you serve and you are served. Now, the eastern part seems to always go against the norms, like you said, because of anger, marginalization, and so on. The fact that you are marginalized doesn't mean that you should lose your senses.
Of course.
There is a government in power right now. We know the northern region has the majority of the population in terms of electoral votes. Now, don't you think that your people in the southeastern part should create this political ideology of serving and supporting to the administration that be, so that
let me tell you, my good friend, there's no political dispensation or there's no administration in this country that can survive without Igbos. That's the truth. In fact, I remember former President Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida said that without Igbo blood as a president, you will not survive in this country. I can tell you clear. See, Nigeria is a cosmopolitan state. It has a heterogeneous population.
Yes.
Now, there's what we call the policies of dialogue, roundtable dialogue, and the common decision on what happens on the table. Now, a situation whereby the same decision that was taken in 1999, the same decision that was taken in 2007 that produced the late President Omar Musa Yar'Adua, that same decision, if it's taken today or 2023 by the two major political parties, not just to dance the tension from the southern protectorate, the southern part of this country, on political marginalization and exclusion. Because you can't tell me, go to the extreme riverbanks, go to the Bayelsas, go to the riverine areas, and you see to yourself where the resources that sustain Nigeria as a single entity come from. Today is an eyesore. Some of them can't afford a simple good water to drink.
Even in the north too.
No, I will not accept the north.
No,
because
even in the north you have the crisis of Almajiri. You heard today where Ganduje is saying anybody that can send a child to free education, they have given them free education in Kano. Sokoto State is doing the same thing, and so on. So in the northern part of the country, you even have more poverty.
Yeah, they do. But I think they most of the poverty in the north, for me, I see it as personal. It's
deliberate.
It's excluded. I think I should put it's peculiar to them because the religion and the nature and the way the northerners do things.
Okay,
they have a kind of protective lifestyle, unlike the south, where most people are egalitarian and democratic in nature.
Right. So, your opinion is that it should not just be south, but it should be eastern part.
Thank God it has. For some of the policymakers are hitting it to the south. Now, my opinion, in fact, I'm happy because of this, because I didn't know. I have to move a movement. I have to put up a movement that will champion it to the southeast. The southeast has what it takes to get Nigeria working again.
What kind of movement is that? Are you talking about there should be a legal framework?
It's a
legislative backup.
Somehow, but it has to be a kind of. Previously, I had an association before, Grand Alliance for Nigerian Youths. Okay. That was like 6-7 years ago. You know, all I have to do is just to get the a good number of people together from the southeast, the young generation that understand what. Let me tell you, we've had a lot of capital flights out of this country, especially in the southeast. The money federal government has spent through the military, through the DSS, through the police, fighting IPOB members, fighting insecurity in the southeast. in the south, trying to get these young people going around the streets, disturbing and causing havoc, getting them on their knees. Let me tell you, if that money should be directed to economic and infrastructural emancipation of that region, I bet you the issue of marginalization will go down.
All right. I will stop at that, and then I would like the audience who are watching us from anywhere, if you want to contribute your quota, I think you have 5 to 7 minutes to do that. The numbers are already displayed on your screen. And for the vision impaired ones, the numbers are 081-3701-5949 or 07054327616. Call us and give us your input whether the presidency come 2023 should go to the southeastern part or to the southwestern part, judging from the fact that the South produced the president in the person of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. We had IBB and the Aerofy, clamoring for a power shift. And talking of power shift, we also have this kind of marginalization within states where larger ethnic groups take it all, like we have at the federal character, where the larger ethnic group, not only in Benue, in most of the states we have minorities that couldn't come to power due to population factor or numeric factor. Now, what do you think could be a profilation, a kind of solution to this number character in a numeric character in democracy?
Can I tell you something very clear?
Yes.
It had such issues had come up in the pre-colonial days.
Okay.
I can tell you that late Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe won an election in a Yoruba constituted communities as an Igbo man.
Okay.
That's a detribalized sense of humor. Now, if my own suggestion, if in the independence constitution, the kind of constitution that we practiced during our starting days should be implemented currently, not this I don't believe in this 1999 constitution. This presidential or federal constitution is not working for us.
I think it's going to be reviewed any moment.
It's not working for us. It has centered, that's what you see the Southwesterners talking of Amatokun, talking of regional policing. You could imagine how much Nigerians, I remember vividly, the works of the late Okotiebo, who was former finance minister in 1960. When Nigeria was making a lot of money, selling, not even crude oil, selling palm kernel, palm oil, then the granite from the north, the palm kernel from the east, and the cocoa from the west. And making a lot of money, foreign exchange for this country. And Nigeria was running well. Then you could imagine that kind of constitution that gave the individual states, the regional communities, self-sufficient powers to flourish. You see that the major part of what you produce comes back to you, both for emancipation and development. Then you are encouraged. But in a situation whereby your resources are being moved to the center, being managed by people you don't know, and you start begging for peanut to survive in your local community, then what do?
I think what you do is to ensure there is a legislative backing. Since the National Assembly now, they are about to review the Constitution of the 1999 as amended, I think from March now, the process will begin. So your people and your AGs, some of us too, will have to mobilize to go to the National Assembly and say, for egalitarianism, we want this thing to be in the Constitution. So don't say, what do we do? So that is one of the solutions I have just given to you. So, and if you are watching us, please, we are expecting your calls. If you have anything to say, you call us on the numbers displayed on your screen. I have called it already. We have less than 5 minutes to leave the studio. We're talking about the presidential seat of Nigeria to be zoned to the south, whether it is southeastern part or southwestern part. Your take will help us on this program. And with me in the studio has been Odumegu Ojukwu Jr. I think you are a descendant of the late. Okay, no wonder. All right, since you are from there, he started that agitation but his agitation was for secession. And from what you are saying now, you have opined that also align yourself with El-Rufai and IBB that presidency could solve the issue of secession.
Even in 1960 or 1967, what prompted secession? See, when you are not comfortable at the center, what do? You go back and re-strategize.
Exactly.
So if the constituents, especially the southeastern region or southwest, if they are comfortable, then if the power is well shared, I don't think anyone will opt out of this country.
Okay.
And basically, that is the major challenge we have.
Okay.
We shouldn't have the government. For instance, I had a few days, I had President Muhammadu Buhari after 8 years. Then another Northerner will come up. Then late Umaru Musa Yar'Adua did 4 years. I think did his own tenure, first tenure. Then we had likes of Ibrahim Babangida, who ruled as a military president.
We just showed you.
We have the military
past president,
and
head of state.
And they perhaps they are from they all came from the north.
Okay, yeah.
They all came from the north.
Not all of them. We have, like I said, Odumogu. We have Obasanjo. We have from the south.
Except Obasanjo.
We have Shonikon who ruled for a year.
That's I don't see that as
on the interim.
Interim that he was given power, but he was not given the mantle.
Okay. So now that El-Rufai and the same IBB are clamoring for your people, I think is chance for you people to do your homework very well and present the candidate for 2023.
We have capable hands from the south.
Okay.
Not exclusively the southeasterners, but the southwest. But I don't want to give to the southwest because Obasanjo ruled for 8 years. And for the 8 years of President Muhammadu Buhari, they produced the vice president. And I can tell you the southwestern part of this country, they've benefited a lot.
Do you see El-Rufai's body language suggesting the southwestern part?
Yes, I see it. El-Rufai, I can vividly tell you that El-Rufai, if you ask him, he would want to give power to the southwestern man. But Ibrahim Babangida would comfortably give it to an Igbo man because he knows an Igbo man is the only individual in this country, the human, that is so detribalized. Do you know I went to one community in Meduguri?
Igbos are not the only people that
do you know I went to one community? I went to one community in Meduguri. I will shock you. I met an Igbo man who had been there. He said they had been there since he was born there. He's over 70-something years.
Yeah.
Then his parents were born there. You could imagine, tell me a northerner that will come to Enugu and live for 70 years, build houses, build factories, get all his investment. And I can tell you, such an Igbo man does not have any visible investment in Southeast. All his wealth and his resources are in the north.
All right, that's good. I think that is where we'll stop on the spectacle today. It's been nice talking with you, Dumegu Ojukwu.
The pleasure, sir.
Thank you. Our spectacle will stop today here, and as you are watching, you can also drop your comment in the comment box and follow us on our social media platform. Don't forget to also check our website, www.tvn.news, and on our Twitter handle @TV Nigeria. You can also follow us there. We are there on YouTube too, so we are live in all the platforms. So, and take your pleasure and your time to follow us and drop your comments, and anything you want us to do for you, we are ready. Spectacle is open also to sponsorship. Your profile, your vision, your spectacular antecedents, we can air them for you on this particular platform. Thanks for watching. I've been your host, Daniel Atai. Welcome to Spectacle on Television Nigeria. I am your host, Daniel Atai.